We are now back after a 2-week camping trip where we went a bunch of different places, mostly in Oregon, and explored that area of the world, which was pretty fun. But our first trip we went around. There's an airplane above me right now. Probably doesn't matter. I can't tell if it matters. Okay, our first stop on our trip, we went to Beacon Rock. And I remember that it was like really starting to be smoky from all the fires that were around. And we brought the cats, both of them this time, and the dogs and us in the camper. And anybody want to start out with Beacon Rock, what you remember? I remember we went over like the Bridge of the Gods. Want to talk about that?
You said the Bridge of the Gods? What?
Yeah, that bridge where we had to pay a toll.
Oh, that.
And we went, I don't know, what do you want to talk about with
Well,
Beacon Rock?
we were at a weird campsite. It might have been. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was just pretty much woods, but a circle. And you were only supposed to go one way around the circle if you were driving. Yeah. I guess there was not that much to the campsite we were at first.
It was a pretty simple place. It was our first stop. So we were just really trying to get into Oregon, and that was the first place. But Beacon Rock was a cool place, and we did try to go to Multnomah Falls, but that didn't work because we needed a permit, and we had to get that beforehand and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So instead we went to the museum, which was kind of crazy, way crazier than I expected. I remember there was a bunch of old forestry vehicles out front, and then the inside started to look kind of like, had a backrooms vibe. You want to talk about anything there?
It was a pretty weird museum. It was cool, but it was like so strange. They had like a lot of really old rocks that had like drawings on them. Do you remember that? There were like gazelles and stuff painted on the rocks, and they.
Oh yeah, they had like the
cave paintings or whatever.
Yeah, they're like petroglyphs.
And then they had this really weird machine-looking thing that would like spin, and it looked sort of like an engine for like a train or something. And it had a rope, and it would spin the rope, and it looked like it was able to work a while ago, but it did not work anymore. And then this like field trip of people came, and then this lady who was leading it just clicked a button once, and then it did a really loud sound, and it just sort of woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Your mom touched it, I remember, and there was like, whoa, there's actually some lubricant on this thing. Maybe it works, and then suddenly it starts working. Yeah. But there were like buildings within buildings on the top floor. I don't know if you remember that. You were using your fingers, Lincoln, as like legs up and down.
Yeah.
There's like a giant piece of burl wood.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It looked like a turd.
It did.
It was this like really
like misformed piece of wood.
Yeah, and then over there was a spiritual kind of thing going on with like this spiritual leader dude, and then in the other room, then he wrote a book, and then in the other room they had the largest collection of rosaries in the world, and it was like kind of like a churchy vibe. And then do you remember what was in the next room with all the chairs? Anybody want to? You guys are burnt out.
So I'm just gonna say, it was pretty cool. There was a painting there. Why there was all the chairs is because there was normally a science thing there that usually gets put up, but time moved on and the science thing became not true anymore. So yeah.
They used to have a video in that room, but
Yeah.
then now it's just a painting.
Just a painting.
But it
now.
was like kind of crazy that there was a viewing room for a painting. It looked cool. Let's see. What else you got?
Move on to the next topic, I guess.
Well, after that, we went to. There was like a bunch of outdoor train stuff that we went to, and
there was the weird outside train thing. I don't know. It was just like a bunch of really old machines that were probably used for like buildings, you know, like removing all the ground or something like that. They're really crazy looking.
very industrial.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then after we explored that area, which was mind-blowing museum of eccentricity, we went up Beacon Rock towards the evening, like kind of at sunset, but it was so smoky you could barely tell. But yeah, you want? Who wants to talk about Beacon Rock, the hike?
Yeah, it was like
You gotta-
zigzag. Yeah, it was very zigzag, kind of like like steep Z's, like going like this, and it was pretty much like that the entire way except for the start.
Was it hard? Was it easy? Was it impressive? Like, what stood out to you?
It was exhausting. It wasn't too exhausting. It was a really cool hike. They had a lot of viewpoints. They also had just like they didn't have a bench at the top, which was kind of disappointing, but it was a pretty cool hike. I can say that.
It was like all uphill. There was no flat ground until the very top, pretty much. They had a bench at the beginning before the hill started happening. Before you needed a bench, really. It was just probably, I don't know if I'm over exaggerating this, but it felt like I was going up for like half an hour. It was not like a short amount of time. It was like literally just up, 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 up. They had like bridges for whenever there was like a open area. It was pretty crazy.
Scary.
Yeah, it was getting dark towards the end, and it looked kind of creepy on the path. It was cool though. It was fun to go up that high and see all those. Like, it felt like you were climbing a big rock.
The sun was like, it was either bright orange or like really red. It was
because
crazy
the fires,
looking.
yeah. So yeah, that's a really, really interesting spot of the world, especially in the smoke like that. But then the next day we drove out to Oregon. I think it was like Maupin, Oregon. I can't remember how to say that, but it's like the whitewater rafting area on the Deschutes River, where all the whitewater rafting stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through a bunch of smoke to get there and a bunch of tunnels. And when we got there, I think we were just hanging out, and you made crumpets with sourdough. Lincoln, you want to talk about that?
Yes, I would be honored to talk about that. So basically we had enough sourdough discard. We got it like a while ago. And eventually we got enough discard to make something. I chose crumpets. We got the stuff for crumpets, or at least Dad did. And it was cool. The first crumpet looked like a pancake, tasted like a pancake. Second crumpet, same results. Third crumpet, I think, was a little bit more dense because we had more flour. And fourth crumpet, we did like try to make the cookie things, like you put the cookie dough in it and bake it, kind of thing. One side ended up perfect, the other side was super messy. And the last one that we made was like basically perfect. Had the bubbles and everything. It kind of tasted like a crumpet. Afterwards, I made a pancake with the crumpet mix. Everybody got a piece. And it was cool.
Awesome. And then Lincoln, try to move your knee out of your face. Yeah, only just because it blocks your mouth. And then, who wants to talk about whitewater rafting, first impressions on it? We drove out from our campsite to the drop off and we went in the water.
It was pretty crazy. They first like had us put on optionally helmets and like the beefiest looking life jackets I've ever seen. They're like really thick for a life jacket, and they're like rubbery instead of like the other materials that they'd usually use.
Yeah, Lincoln got messed up on his face from them, right? Like
Yeah.
from all the bouncing.
Right here, it was. Oh my God.
But yeah, I remember we went out and I couldn't get a video of all the rapids because we had to actually paddle to get to the right spot on them, and some of them were kind of legit dangerous to hold your phone out and not help out. So, but I did get some where our guide guy, what was his name? His name was
Riley.
Was it Riley?
No, that was
That was Charlie.
Yeah, it was Charlie. The Riley was our boat guy.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, Charlie did a handstand during the time when we were able to go down the rapids and stand up on the stand-up one. That was fun. We went swimming in the water. That was kind of cool. It felt really fast. The water moved so fast there. Like, just getting off the boat felt like you were gonna float away, like really fast. What did you guys think of it?
Lincoln, it was pretty crazy. It was not as intense as we were exactly planning, but it was still pretty intense at certain points. With the rapids, you'd think it's like all super intense, like most of the way through, but it was like calm for a while, and then you'd see it up ahead and it'd be like really crazy looking. And he would say like left 2 times or all left. All left was just like
No,
keep
all
going
forward.
until all forward. All forward.
Or like 3 forward, or 3
3 forward or 2 forward or all forward, and
back sometimes.
yeah. And if you did not do it in time, then if everybody was not strong enough and they not do it in time, you seriously could crash and just fall off the raft.
Yeah.
He said that it happens with actually a lot of people because they don't paddle fast enough or strong enough.
Yeah, they call it going swimming.
Yeah.
We didn't go swimming. That was
We
good.
went swimming, but
But,
not in the way that,
Yeah.
like, on purpose.
Lincoln, you don't have this.
Yeah, you gotta hold the mic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was fun. We got dinner at a place next to the river that was kind of interesting. It felt really strange. It was like all like wood chairs, and it was by the river, and it was like no one there. I didn't even think
Hold
they
up.
were open.
I'm gonna be really noisy with the mic. Just try to cut this part out.
Okay, thanks for the warning. But yeah, okay. Then I don't know. I just watched people go down on the river by there. They had like little chairs you could sit down, and all the little guys, all the rafting guides would go with their people. You could watch them go down. But let's see here. We went. Then we drove to Bend, Oregon, and we went on a waterfall hike. You guys want to talk about that? It was like one of those hikes where instead of hiking to the waterfall was there, and then you went on a hike.
So we started out at a parking lot, obviously, and then like maybe like 100 feet, and that's not very many. Probably like 100 inches, maybe like, I don't know, like 120 inches. It was cool. You could see the waterfall from there. It was really cool in my opinion. And the second view was like you were over the waterfall. And then basically from there, you don't get any other views, and it's just a cool hike.
Yeah, it was a cool place. It was like a really big waterfall just to be able to get up to. And then on the way back, we hit up the art fair. There were lots of artists that were showing off their stuff there. It was really cool, and most of it I didn't feel like was a good match for our place, but we did find a cool compass-y thing from a guy who said he was trying to sell that for 3 years and no one bought it, but we did. So that's kind of cool. And that, I don't know where we're gonna put it, but it'll be fun.
Maybe on the hallway wall.
Yeah. We also went to downtown Bend for lunch. We brought the dogs, and you want to talk about that place that you discovered a new food you like? You guys?
Wait, where?
We went to the place that sold dog food to the dogs on the menu. It was outside. It was really hot. You guys, it was so hot. The table, you were putting ice on there?
Oh yeah. It was they had really good fries there. They also had really good. They just had good food there. It was a really good place. They also had something that's called fried pickle chips.
They're called frickles.
They called them frickles, but they're not usually called frickles. They were sliced up pickles, which were coated with some kind of like a bread thing and fried.
Yeah, I like those. They did a great job too. Everything was cooked in tallow, which is fun. Then they had dog food on the menu. Like you could order your dog's food. That was kind of interesting. Then let's see. How did the cats do though on the trip?
Rose was really happy, and she was like Hazel in a way where she wanted to go outside of the camper to see the outside surroundings. But unlike Hazel, she immediately wanted to come back after looking at the outside. Hazel, she wanted to explore a little bit on each campsite and then come back. She did not want to just go outside. She needed to look around any chance she could.
Yeah, Hazel wanted to get out of every single campsite, and she did. And we had to run after her sometimes.
Lincoln, don't do
But
that.
she's back and she's safe and she's all
Lincoln,
good.
don't do that. No.
Oh, but then that was around the time that Lincoln, you realized that you wanted to try to do magic. So, and we went to the park, and you guys saw a ton of ants on the ground.
Oh, yeah, that was
What was the park about, Lincoln?
doing magic tricks, so.
You wanted to do magic on unsuspecting people, right? You wanted to. So what you were disappearing coins? I didn't get any of that because it would have been creepy for me to film it, but.
Ooh, I
thought you
could
did a great
show
job.
it like. right now if you want.
Maybe I could edit it in.
Yeah, I could probably just do a clip and edit it in.
Okay, let's try that.
Like after.
Yeah,
we're done.
So let's like make a note of that. So that was fun though. I thought you did a great job. You guys spun around a ton of that crazy spin thing. That was really dizzy. Let's see. Then the next day we went to Smith Rock, which was had a lot of
Very
stories
overwhelming
to tell there.
hot.
Yeah, that was a crazy morning where we were getting, I won't go into details, I got those written down somewhere, but lots of crazy things happened, like our gray water overfilled and we had to figure that out, and we had to get tickets to the lava caves, and then
Oh, you
on
could
the way
just
back,
probably take a screenshot and just post
maybe
it.
post it. Yeah,
Like
I
just
don't
like no, just put it on the thing for like maybe 10 seconds and ask, just like say you can pause it if you want to read it.
Maybe if I can fit it. That's pretty big, but yeah, Hazel almost blew up the camper because she freaked out and like turned on the propane on accident, and there was a ton of propane in the camper when we got back, and we flushed it out before any sparks happened, but that was crazy.
Almost blew up the camper.
Yeah, now we keep the propane off when the cats are around. But the yeah, we went to Smith Rock, and that was a really hot place. And we had to get there early because the rock heats up and then it gets really, really hot. But we saw lizards, and you guys saw like a baby
Rattlesnake.
Yeah, I wanted
Very,
we were
very,
talking
very.
about-
We wanted to catch it, and then we didn't have internet at the time. We left it alone, and then afterwards we got internet, and it was a baby rattlesnake.
Yeah, baby rattlesnake. But what else about Smith Rock? What did you remember there?
I remember some cool stuff. I saw some people. I mean, everybody did, but everybody saw in our family people climbing.
Oh yeah, there were climbers on the rock.
Climbing.
And
Cool.
They were
Very,
yelling
very cool.
like they were falling, and it sounded like really bad, but they were just frustrated with not being able to climb like they wanted to. But we saw birds flying up there, people walking up at the top. You could get up there if you wanted to, but it was not for that day. But yeah, it was very magnificent looking, and really hot. So we got back. Cat didn't blow up the camper. That's great. Let's see what else. We got the lava cave tickets, which was cool. So then you have to get into get up at 7 in the morning and put your name in real fast because they sell it in minutes. But we got there. We got our ticket. We went the next day at 9 a.m. in the morning. We didn't realize how important that would be to do that, but we got in line to be the first people into the lava caves in the morning.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, probably just a couple minutes later, there were like 10 to 20 cars behind. It felt like that. It was
Oh, yeah.
a lot of cars behind
We got
us.
there right before everybody.
Literally, like, a few minutes later, there was one car, then there was 2 cars, and then there was
3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars.
no, and then there was just all of the cars that were coming there. They came in slow and then really, really fast because they got to a time where like everybody was leaving to come.
Yeah, but then how was it going in there? It felt like a video game we played. Like, what's it called?
If you know what it's called, it's a game called Content Warning. Basically, you go into something called the Old World. It's like this really creepy black and white area, and you have a camera that you cannot. When you turn it off and on, every time you turn it on, it records whatever happens, and you can't cut anything out. So it's just whatever you record in order from that. And it's really funny, because you have to, like, record monsters.
Yeah, it's so similar though. You go and you order like a flashlight from a place. It comes to you, you get your flashlight, you go in this thing, and you go down into like an elevator almost, and then you get out and you're in the cave, in the dark, and you have to use your flashlight and film stuff, and then look for monsters and see what kind of funny stuff you can have happen. And that's what we did. We were down there doing that. Even a park ranger agreed it was like that video game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, we were like, I bet you've never heard of this game, but in the case you have. He's like, oh yeah, it's totally like that game. But it was, yeah, that was really otherworldly. It felt like you were on a different planet because the ground felt like the moon. It was all dusty and sandy and
all about craters in it.
craters in it.
From the
We-
top of the cave dripping.
We did not see
Lincoln, you
any,
gotta-
but the park ranger said there was bats in there that were about the size of his thumb.
Yeah, I didn't see any, but I think your mom did.
The body was inside of
Anyway, Lincoln, you want to say anything about the caves? You were running up ahead a lot. I got some crazy pictures of you.
May Zeus repel you. So I think it was kind of cool. I scared people. I scared Mom. I kind of jump scared Jackson a little bit. Not totally jump scared, but like technically, because it was kind of surprising to him. Because we all turned off our flashlights and I went in front of him.
We were the first people
Really
in. There was
close.
no one behind us, no one in front of us. Turn off the lights. It was completely black. Like nothing blacker than that. Total darkness.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to not do anything like that when we went in there. And then he tried to jump scare me. So he's
That Lincoln, I don't know,
he is
man.
not being cool. It was not funny or a cool thing. It was just
I think it was
it was mean. And we were not, Mom told him to stop making loud noises and jump scaring people and trying to be creepy, because he was doing that up in front. He was just up there making a bunch of creepy noises.
Yeah, you almost went past the do not go past sign.
I wanted to.
I know. I don't know if we would have seen you again. But okay, so yeah, that was a really unique experience. But then we after that we drove to Crater Lake and we got really lost.
That was horrible.
Yeah. What was horrible about that, Lincoln?
So it was so bad because we were in the car for what, maybe like 5 hours,
I think longer.
6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time because we totally got turned around. And we got no internet. The GPS went out. Like the park rangers weren't very helpful because we didn't communicate clearly what we wanted to do. Anyway, we got to where we were going, which was good. But yeah, it was pretty a long drive. But let's see here. We after that we went on the Fire Watch hike. Right, we went all the way up the fire tower and saw the crater from the top. That was kind of cool, but it was really smoky. You guys have any thoughts on that experience? You don't have to say good things if you don't have anything to say, but
It was very hot. It was cool, but not hot. I mean, it was cool but hot. No cool as in slang, not cold.
it was a cool
It
experience.
was a cool experience.
Yeah, it was just a lot of
It was hot,
driving.
though.
You can't like, and then you have to get out of the car, find somewhere to park, get out, hike a little bit, get back in. A lot of driving and looking around. It's such a big place.
What time
But-
is it?
I don't know, probably 5 o'clock,
I'm hungry.
5:17. We're almost done, guys. What did we do? We went on the Fire Watch hike, then we looked around. It was really smoky. We did like a little hike on the way back down. We went to the ranger station thing. We looked around the visitor center. We explored our campground. Oh, we found walking sticks.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, we made some cool walking sticks out of some wood that we found that had already been chopped down, and it was poking through a fence. But they were really cool pieces of wood, so we used them. And we were playing with the hatchet with that, which was kind of fun. Then, let's see here. We walked to the natural bridge place. Oh, we also went to the dam. We went to the dam. We were right by a dam at our campsite, which is strange. Then we went to the natural bridge thing, which was like lava tubes that formed, like that the river went through. Lincoln, don't hit that, please.
Sorry.
Sorry, I think that's gonna be like boom boom on the mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but not me.
But yeah, so what did you think of the natural bridge hike? Anything? Like there were lava tubes that the river went through, but we went past where we were supposed to go and we kept hiking anyway?
Yeah, the natural bridge wasn't very natural-ish.
It wasn't very natural?
It was natural, but it wasn't really like a bridge.
Yeah, you couldn't actually go on it, but the river went under it.
It was kind of cool.
I can't see you very well, Lincoln.
I know.
Okay, we're getting to the end. That was one of the last places we went. And we, I don't know, we found cool river spots that were right by our campground, and we looked around and we found pumice rocks that floated in the water. And there were some kind of rapidy places right by our campsite with cool rock formations.
Hold up. Before that, when we were still on the hike, we found giant pine cones.
Oh yeah, we found giant pine cones. That was cool. They
Like,
just suddenly popped out.
Maybe
of
the size of my head.
Yeah, they were really big.
Like, but longer. Maybe like thin but long, like this big.
Yeah, they were big.
Here to here.
But okay, so after that, we drove to Cannon Beach. Met up with Kyle, Bianca, Caden, Lila.
Featured.
Went to the pool, hot tub,
Cool. Nice.
sauna. Jackson, you have anything to say about Cannon Beach? That's the night we went out and we walked around Seaside and went to the hat shop. Now you got hats.
Yeah. Cannon Beach was really cool. It was nice to have them on the first, Caden and stuff on the first day. But, it was kind of, I would have also kind of preferred to have had, I don't know. We drove a long way and then we immediately were like a lot of energy doing stuff with them. It was like
It was
really
a long drive.
tiring.
It was 7
Yeah.
hours.
And we stayed up till 11 at the beach. And then we took showers
It wasn't
Oh, it's true. We
at
stayed
the
up really late.
campsite. We
You
stayed
guys
up
were
until,
burying
like,
each
12.
other in the sand. You were eating pizza, you were going to the arcade, went to the carousel mall. You went on the swings on the beach, did fire on the beach, and you got buried in the sand on the beach.
So I can't say that.
You can talk. Let's just bring it around to what we were talking about.
Okay. Swings on the beach, everything. It was cool. I got buried. At the end, we tried to bury, like, sitting down kind of thing, like, underneath. Like, didn't really work. We didn't have enough time. We got all the way up to our shoulders showing, just our shoulders. Tried to make it a little bit more, but didn't really work.
I thought you guys did a great job. That was crazy. It looked really like some sort of Stranger Things movie going on or something. You were out in the middle of the sand in the dark with like other people having fires around us that looked like they were doing rituals. It looked creepy. But we were having fun. It was a good time. It was fun to get buried in the sand like that. It's a great place for it. And let's see here. The next day though, we explored Haystack Rock. And you guys were digging in the sand with the tide. Can you explain what you guys were doing there? Because it looked kind of crazy. We had the shovel and your hats and.
Okay, but now I can't talk about coffee.
You can. I'm gonna say it. Like, remember, I was gonna tie it in where you walked to the place by yourself, and you could talk about it. That was one of the last things we did.
Okay, so like, I know this is gonna be weird sounding. Sorry. Okay, Haystack Rock. We saw a cool jellyfish. I saw one that was dried out, sadly. It's like flat, like paper, like thin paper. We tried to make like a barrier to like block out the waves because the tide was coming up quick, and it was kind of fun to do that. They blocked it a little bit, and then after the big waves come in, it's not like too big, but like maybe like compared to my knee, like maybe this big, which was pretty big, and actually more like this big, and our structure was like this big, so it like went over it, and then I like kind of collapsed it because like it eroded it.
So you guys were creating little islands to stand on and then waiting for the tide to come in and collapse them?
No, we were trying to block the waves, and then it kind of does that after a while.
What were you guys standing on?
Oh, we tried to make an island to
Yeah,
get our
that's
feet
right.
not wet as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, gotcha. It was, it looked kind of crazy. It looked cool, especially against that big rock. And let's see, we went the next day. Jackson, that was your birthday. You should talk about this. That was the last day we were there. Ooh, mic on the floor. So the last day we went was your birthday, and we let's see, we woke up and we went to that Captain Kidd amusement park that you wanted to go to.
Yeah. The Lincoln, don't. Captain Kidd Amusement Park. It was a thing. It was like the final thing you see before you leave Seaside, which was a different area.
Or Cannon Beach. It was first
Sorry,
thing.
Cannon
Seaside.
Beach.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you saw. It was this little amusement park that had probably like 10 rides.
Sounds about right.
They had go-karts, mini golf, they had a little roller coaster, a spinny thing, just a bunch of little stuff. And each ride you needed to get a ticket, which costed about $6. And each ride costed at least one. The go-karts costed $2, which is about the same price as going to amusement park, actually, like Wild Waves for a bit. But it was really fun. The go-karts were cool, and then we did 2 sort of spinny things.
They were unique, like
Yeah.
self-powered on like one of them completely and self-powered partly on the other. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I thought that was, and they give you a long time on the rides, and they give you like a long time on the go-kart. It was really cool. And then we went to the arcade again, and spent a bunch of time there, and got a ton of tickets. You guys got almost as much tickets as you could get. Like there was like only a couple things that weren't on the board that you could get. You got like 6,000, and like the top I think I saw was like 8,000. There was only one thing for that.
Yeah. The arcade was really fun. It was like each thing you did costed $1. Some of them costed more, but only up to like $4 at a max. But like 99% of them costed $1.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
They had a bunch
predictable.
of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Tickets were $6 each.
No. That was at the amusement
talking
park.
about
We're
the
talking about the
arcade,
arcade.
dude.
Yeah.
Lincoln,
Yeah, it's okay.
don't say anything if you don't know what we're talking about.
But yeah, that was fun. There were a lot of cool games there, and we were having fun playing for tickets and just fun. And we went to that lighthouse place for dinner. You got like crab cakes and key lime pie.
Crab cake.
Yeah, that's what you got.
I got crab cake. They had pretty good key lime pie. It had like no additive colors, it looked like.
Yeah.
And Lincoln was so confused to why it was not green and said white.
And key lime pie is usually green.
It looked like a cream pie.
Yeah,
Only like the skin of them are actually green though. Like,
it's true. But yeah, it was a good dinner. It was I thought cool place.
yeah.
Went back to the arcade afterwards and
I messed with the waiter though, the same
Oh,
thing I've
yeah.
been doing.
kept changing the hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
There's like a bunch of hats right over there.
But yeah.
See that?
What?
Can the camera see the hats?
Sometimes, but not always.
Okay. Point the.
Those hats on the dinosaur.
Those hats right there.
Uh-huh.
Look at all those hats.
1, 2, 3. You may not be able to see it, but there's about 5 of them over there. There's 5 of them.
So
over
many
there.
hats. You
And
guys
then I
have
got
fun
one
with
on
that
my
place.
head.
Mine is 6.
And then I have a here fishy hat somewhere. I don't know exactly where it went
I
and
remember
all
that.
this stuff.
Yeah.
but
That was
it's
for
somewhere.
that was for the boating trip.
Mhm.
But okay, so Lincoln, the last day you went out and you thought You thought I went to go put the trash in the trash bin, and you thought I was leaving to go to the coffee place. And I would have driven there, but you walked there, and you got there all by yourself. And you were gonna try to order your favorite new drink, which is what?
Cannon Beach Mocha at LOV. ELOOVEE, I think. Yeah, I think it's that one.
And you really like the Cannon Beach Mocha there, which is hazelnut, chocolate,
Sea
salt.
That time I got it a iced Cannon Beach Mocha, because when it's hot it's not as good. And to be honest, it was really good cold. And it had like chocolate, like it had whipped cream on the top of it. For some reason it's like different. It had whipped cream and like checkered kind of pattern, not like totally checkered, like lines drizzled with like syrup, chocolate syrup. It was really good.
Awesome.
It wasn't like you couldn't taste the chocolate on it, but it was really good.
How was it walking to a coffee shop all by yourself?
It was cool.
Yeah. On accident even. But yeah, you made it just fine. It wasn't that far from us anyway.
I couldn't see you on the bridge, so I was like kind of like rushing. I was like kind of like jogging a little bit because I was like, wait. I have a little bit of a different order.
Well, I'm glad that all turned out good and you had fun doing it. Any final thoughts on the trip? Good trip? I thought there was a lot of driving compared to our other trips, but
Drive.
a lot of drive.
I think I spent over a day in that car over the period.
Feels that way.
No, we genuinely did though, because we
Yeah.
did multiple like 5
Well, we were
hour.
up for 2 weeks.
We did like 3-hour drive, 3-hour drive, 5-hour drive, 7-hour drive.
Yeah.
We spent at least about a day
It was
there.
a long time.
12 hours.
But
More
yeah,
than 12
I like to
hours.
spend a little bit less time in the car. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But I thought the places we went were new and exciting and fun, and the caves were crazy, and then Smith Rock was great. Also, all the stuff was epic looking.
We spent around 20 hours in the car, including the way back.
We should do that calculation. I bet you're right though.
Because we
Right.
did about a 3-hour drive, about a 3-hour drive, about a 5-hour drive, 7-hour drive, and then another about 3.5-hour drive on the way back. That's like 20 hours-ish.
Yeah.
I know a way to calculate, so we should probably.
Okay. Let's. I guess
Let's
we're gonna
not
end on
right
that, or do
now.
you guys want to say something at the end?
Hello.
Until next time. Catch you later. Hat party.
Hats.
Oh,
Hat speed.
Oh yeah.